All right, let's go ahead and call the meeting to order at 7:52. Pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Roll call, Jeff?
Yes, Councillor Mayton.
Present.
Councillor Smallwood.
Here.
Councillor Sheldon.
Here.
Councillor Ramsayer.
Here.
Councillor Hanley.
Here.
Councillor Hokinson.
Excused.
And Mayor Walker.
Here. Okay, any changes to the agenda? Hearing none. Do we have any public comment?
We didn't have any signups this time, right?
Okay, nobody online?
There is one person online, but we didn't have anybody sign up by the 4 p.m. deadline.
Do we have any response to previous comments?
No.
Okay. The consent agenda has the draft meeting minutes from December 15th and the resolution to have a supplemental budget for biennium 25-27 that contained that IT security project that we talked about. And so I believe that was what, 20-something thousand dollars?
23,000.
23,000. So that's what the resolution is, 2025-40 in the consent agenda. May I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I'll make
Please.
a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
I have a motion from Councilor Ramsayer and a second from Councilor Sheldon to approve the consent agenda. All those in favor vote aye.
Aye.
Opposed, vote nay. Motion passes. Old business, the staff report for the city manager evaluation process.
Yes,
Yep.
Mayor, this is, excuse me, this is hopefully pretty easy. At the last meeting, council considered the mayor's proposal for an evaluation process. The process that we set up, or the next steps that we set up, was that if there were any comments from council members, that they should send them to me by the end of 2025. That was New Year's Eve. I did not receive any input from any councilors. So what you see in front of you for adoption is exactly what the mayor had previously proposed, with a couple of just very small tweaks. I, on my own initiative, changed the order of the numbering from, so that 5 is the best score as opposed, so that, and I think I just did some small formatting. Other than that, it's exactly what you saw before. So unless there are any questions, I'll give it back to you, Mayor.
Any questions? No comments? Okay. We don't have to vote on anything, right?
I did have a suggested motion to
Yeah.
just
Oh, you
approve.
do?
the
Okay,
process.
okay.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and make a motion.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to adopt the process and evaluation materials for the city manager's annual performance evaluation as included in the meeting.
Second,
Second.
I have a motion from Councilor Smallwood and a second from Councilor Sheldon to approve the city manager evaluation process as proposed. All those in favor vote aye.
Aye.
Opposed, vote nay. Motion passes. Okay. Report from the city manager.
Thank you, Mayor. I just have a few updates and topics to go over with you this evening. I'm going to start with, you asked earlier if there was any response to public comment. I quickly said no. That is the case, but I just wanted to remind everyone that the public comment we received at the last meeting was from a handful of developers in relation to system development charges. So I guess technically the response is we've taken it under advisement and we're looking at the comment they provided, but no formal response. I just wanted to make sure I noted that. Happy to report that our new community services officer started today. I think Chief is probably very thrilled to close that recruitment. Logan Stam, do I have that last name correct? Started today, so really looking forward to getting him onboarded and out on the streets. As a reminder, that was 80%, that position's 80% funded with grant funding from Clackamas County. So we're really happy to have Logan on board and getting that filled. Fully staffed. That's great. Now knock on wood. Also, just a heads up, and I mentioned this in the weekend update, but going to reiterate it here. Clackamas County is working on updating their transportation system plan. They've broken that out into different sub areas. There is a Zoom meeting this Thursday at 6 p.m. To provide feedback and perspective on things that could impact the Sandy area. Specifically, we're in the East County geographic sub area. That includes Sandy and Estacada, Boring. So I'd encourage you, if you have the time, to attend on January 8th and provide some feedback. If not, I sent you all the project manager's contact info, so you could probably send a quick note there. I plan to attend and just advocate for a couple of projects that I personally think could really benefit our community. As being a part of their TSP, obviously those are 20-year horizons, so it's nothing that's going to happen overnight, but I think we've got some transportation improvements that we could make. A couple that come to mind for me personally is the extension of 362nd from its terminus at Bell up to Kelso to really just improve the connectivity over in that area. Long term, I think there needs to be intersection improvements at 362nd and Highway 211, especially as the city grows and migrates that direction. A traffic light or some other sort of intersection improvements would be really helpful down there. So those are just a couple of things that are on my radar. If there's anything specific that you think should be noted and you can't attend on Thursday, feel free to shoot me an email and I can throw that out there as another topic for them to explore. We do have a major modification request going before the Planning Commission next Monday. This is in relation to the Deer Point Park covered play area. So the Planning Commission recommended that we install some cupolas on top of that structure. We're doing a major modification to explore not adding those cupolas to the top of that structure.
But I don't, what's a cupola mean?
The little fancy tower like on top of a barn,
Oh,
bit of weather vane on top. I think when that proposal first went through Planning Commission, it was hard to envision exactly what that was going to look like once it was constructed. And now that it's up there and fully built, I don't think that it adds a lot of aesthetic value. And so we're going to be going through that process anyways with the Planning Commission on Monday to try to remove that requirement from the construction of that site. Just wanted to give you all a heads up on that. Hoodview Disposal, our local garbage company, submitted their request for a rate increase. It's actually very reasonable this year. Less than 2%. It's like, depending on what size cart service you have, somewhere in the 1.4 to 1.8% range was my quick math. They complied with all of the requested materials that they needed to submit to my office as far as verification of their tipping fees and things like that to make sure that the request is valid. So we processed that today and let you know that they met all the requirements per their franchise agreement. As they've done in prior years, they'll send out a notice to all of their customers and post that on Facebook as well. But just wanted to give you guys a heads up that went through our office today. And then last but certainly not least, we're still waiting for final numbers on Winterfest. But earlier, about 2/3 of the way through December, we were on track to have 30,000 visitors in Minot Park throughout the month. So I should get numbers from the Parks Department next week or so on how many actual visitors we
Saturday
had.
night, they were looking at like over 35, pushing 37,000.
Okay.
Close, thinking they might end up with 40,000,
Yeah, so
almost 40,000 before it's all said and done.
just a huge success. Before we did Winterfest, we'd see maybe like 1,000 people in Minot Park during the month of December. It wasn't frequented. It was dark and cold, and we've just seen those numbers steadily climb over the last 3 years. And so just wanted to give a huge shout out to Parks and Rec for programming the heck out of that park and making sure those lights are on and responding quickly to any repairs and maintenance issues that come up. That's been a really special project that this council has supported, and it's a lot of time and effort for our staff to put it on, but seeing the faces of people when they're walking through the park and how happy the kids and parents are, it makes it all worth it at the end of the day. So just a quick update there.
Travis, may I add one? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I should have said, Mayor, during my staff report about the evaluation process, a reminder to the council, and I'll send all of you an email tomorrow morning. It's a very quick turnaround to get your feedback. So we said a week from today. So next Monday is going to be when that's due, not to me, but to HR Director Angie Welty. But I'll put this in an email to you in the morning.
Thank you. Okay,
That's all I've
All
got.
right,
Thank you.
Start with you, Dr. Henley.
Sure. I just want to second the Winterfest. Congratulations. It's a pretty incredible thing to be able to walk through and see how many people are there enjoying all of, not even just the lights, but all of the programming and all of the really cool events that happen in that park. So congratulations to all of you that really pushed to make that happen and to the Parks and Rec staff, especially for just killing it over and over and over again. I have multiple meetings in the next couple of weeks, but nothing to report to.
Winterfest, I went to the Shortest Day Walkway and kind of hung out on the city gazebo. That happened to be, I believe it was the day after the heavy rains, the parking lot was flooded. That evening, the parking lot, there was a couple big puddles. The park was remarkably well maintained. It was easy to walk through the dirt. It was easy to walk over the bridge. There was no obstacles, there was really no indication of all the rain that had been there. So park staff did a really good job of mitigating any damage that happened. You wouldn't have even known we had, what, 1.5 inches of rain the day before. Other than the creek was just so loud and so wonderful with the music from the Public Works platform and the creek. And it was well visited, lots of little kids falling down the hill and doggies and little pets. And there were a lot of people there and it was really cool to kind of touch base with everybody. Planning Commission meeting on Monday. I've looked at some of the documentation for the changes coming for Deer Point Park, and I think that that's the direction it needs to go. And then next Wednesday, I have the Regional Water Providers Consortium meeting once every 3 months, so that'll be that. And I don't think I have anything else other than Happy New Year, everybody, and hopefully January 78th will go quickly, because January always seems like the longest month to me, because it just is. So Happy New Year, let's move it along.
All right. Dr. Sheldon?
I have C4 on Thursday, so I'll be there. That's my meeting.
Do they have anything big on the agenda? I'm just curious.
You know, I don't even remember. No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I want to second everything that was said about the Winterfest thing. But one question I have, and I've thought about it the past 3 years, and I keep forgetting to ask, but the sponsorship for like some of the things, like how do we push that out very much? And I guess we can talk later on, but maybe enhancing that a little bit, because I really would like to see that to continue to grow.
Yeah.
It's very neat, and it's really cool just to even just driving by. There's always people down there checking it out.
Yep.
So
The short answer about sponsorships is that it has grown steadily over the last couple of years, but much of that work is just the personal relationships and door-to-door knocking that Carol Cohen does. She's, been here for 25 years and is fantastic about getting those sponsorships for all of our summer programming and winter programming alike. But we can certainly, we'll continue to look for ways to expand that sponsorship component of the Winterfest program.
I went to the handing out the awards for the best businesses and all that, and they were talking about sponsorships, and Carol wasn't there, but they were saying how the goal was to kind of increase sponsorships next year. And, we were joking about how, kind of double dog dare Carol, and man, she just exceeds expectations. So, I'm sure there's going to be
I
a
hope
lot
so.
more of it next year. So,
Yeah, because I really hope that continues to grow and
Absolutely.
all that. Thank you.
Councilor Smallwood?
That's it.
Winterfest is fantastic. Kudos to the Parks and Rec staff. I know that's a lot of work to start putting that up late September, early October. So, the three-way stop at Jewelberry and Bluff, excellent addition. I take that road quite a bit. Yet to see anybody run it, so that's good. So it's they did a really good job of putting there are 3 kind of raised lines in the road, so it kind of draws your attention and they're reflective. So I'm noticed on the community pages, there were some suggestions for some other places, and I think all those, most of the ones that I saw were some like great ideas, so, I just wanted to acknowledge,
I forgot to mention that, but thank you for bringing it up.
yeah. So only because, again, I do use that all the time, so, but I think it will definitely help with flow of traffic, I hope, especially, I don't use that road during school hours, so I don't know how much that's making a difference with people's ability to get in and out of that parking lot, but hopefully we can continue to work with the school district to help with with that road as well, so that's all I've got.
Slows me down getting in the dog park.
There you go.
I've had no meetings to report. I have a clean water meeting on Monday, 12th, so I'll report. But I won't be here next meeting, so I'll let you know now. The 20th, I think, it's a Tuesday, because MLK Day is a Monday, so.
Right.
But I'll be in Phoenix, and I'll be in an all day and night meeting, so I won't be able to be on at all, so I'll miss next meeting. But I will report when I get back, and happy New Year to everyone.
Thank you.
So I'm thrilled that we finally have our community services officer. I'm looking forward to meeting Logan Stam. So that's just great that we finally got that going. The Clackamas County TSP, I want everybody to kind of think about that. And that's the TSP for the Clackamas County till 2045. And so what I'm saying is that if there's projects that we want and they're not on there, forget about it. And so I really want us to kind of think about what our priorities are, both inside city limits, but also, adjacent, like he was talking about 362nd, 211, Bell Extension, all those kind of things. It's including also, roads, but also pedestrian needs too. So, looking at our parks master plan for projects that are outside the scope, the trails and stuff that are outside the scope, multi-use trails are important. But I would like to see if there's somebody on the council. And I drafted a letter. I still have it here the other night, Lori, if you were, I thought with your background with the fire rescue and all that, familiarity with our roads, familiarity with road needs and all that, would you be willing to kind of participate as our council liaison to the Clackamas County TSP process? Sure. Okay, thanks. So, I think that when I started, I'll send you the note that I had drafted, but the materials they have online right now don't hardly mention Sandy at all. They talk about, one of the popular destinations for the East Zone is the Boring Springwater Trail, or something like that. I'm just feel like, wow, okay, Anyway, so that's it. I think we really need to kind of increase our profile with the Clackamas County TSP folks. So I'll forward you the email that I have that have the links and the contact there.
Thanks.
There are, I will say, 2 public advisory committee people that are one's from Government Camp and one's from kind of way East Sandy and outside of Wildcat or something like that. But I don't know who they are or what their process is to kind of get input from other people. The Clackamas County Economic Development folks are reaching out to us, and we tried to get a meeting before the first of the year, but it's been postponed to hopefully mid-January. We're going to try to get a meeting together to talk about more economic development and how they can help us and we can help them. I did see the Planning Commission stuff. The one thing I would say on that is I am kind of concerned that it's, we went through a planning process and then we had to kind of also pay for a major modification, and this is all zoned as parks and open space. So having to go through major modifications to, develop a basketball court, even if it's a covered one in a parks and open space, just seems like maybe we need to be changing the code for parks and open space to be a little bit more flexible in what we allow there. So that's just my thoughts that we might want to kind of consider that in the future. The Winterfest folks, everybody's said what they, what all they've done, and we're just thrilled with it. Oh, like I said, 35,000 plus people is just amazing. The winners of the People's Choice Award for decorations, 3rd place was Sandy Noodle House, 2nd place was Blue Door Rustic, and 1st place yet again was Mountain Mocha. They're kind of strategically located, and their staff are able to kind of, I guess, help get votes, and also that's great for them. They all did a great job. And then the Mayor's Award was given to the Rose Natural Health Schoolhouse of Natural Medicine there next to Ty Home. I will say that Sandy Noodle House is also owned by Thai Hope, so that recognize them. So really enjoyed that that evening, Saturday night. The Wastewater League of Oregon City Committee hasn't started yet. I think they have our first meeting like the end of January or something like that. But I am reaching out to kind of just talk to those folks a little bit about, you know, getting the Michael Martin is the LOC contact there and getting him familiar with our wastewater needs especially. And to your comment about the three-way stop, yeah, there are other roads, people are kind of coming forward and just talking about possible other stop sign needs in the community. And I talked to AJ about that at our Christmas party and just kind of talked about him. And we do have he said that we have very inconsistent policies on where stop signs get put. You know, sometimes we have four-way goes and sometimes not, and it's just kind of inconsistent. So those kind of community livability things are really important to me to, you know, if we can, you know, fix those kind of issues pretty cheaply, then I'm all for it. So other than that, everybody have a great new year and thanks for coming tonight. Thanks for the executive session. That was really helpful.